Good morning, students. How are you? Okay, fine. Already we have started the current electricity. Now this is our fourth class. So, after completion of combination of the resistances, we come across the most important term, that is nothing but Ohm's law applied to the circuit. Before going to this Ohm's law applied to the circuit, we come across the important terms related to that is EMF, potential difference, and interresistance of the cell. And what is that EMF? That is nothing but electromotive force. Electromotive force. So, for the circuit we need the main component, that is nothing but the cell or battery. Without cell or battery there will be no flow of current in the circuit. To maintain the potential difference across the ends of the conductor, to supply the charges continuously to the circuit, then we need the source of current, that is nothing but EMF. EMF is a device which provides the continuous flow of charges in the circuit which maintains the potential difference. So, EMF, that name itself indicates that, electromotive force. So, there are the two definitions for the electromotive force. One is qualitative definition, another one is quantitative definition. The first definition, that is nothing but the quantitative definition, tells regarding the electromotive force. The electromotive force is defined as the open circuit voltage is also known as EMF. When the no potential difference is drawn from the cell, then it measures what EMF. The open circuit voltage is known as EMF. When you connect that same cell in the circuit, when the potential difference is going to be obtained, then closed circuit voltage is known as potential difference. Simply, the open circuit voltage is known as EMF and the closed circuit voltage is known as potential difference. According to the name of EMF, the electromotive force, qualitatively it is defined as the amount of work done to take a charge once around a circuit is known as EMF. The amount of work done to take a unit positive charge once around a circuit is known as EMF. So, what is the SI unit of EMF? EMF is measured in terms of volt. Then, EMF depends on which factors? So, while making the cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. While making the cell, we are going to use the electrolyte solution and the electrodes. So, EMF depends on nature of the electrons used and it depends on the nature of the electrolyte solution. So, on the basis of the electrodes used for the construction of the EMF of the cell and the electrolyte used, on that basis the EMF of a cell depends. Then, every cell has got its own inter-resistance. Without inter-resistance, there will be no existence of the cell. If the inter-resistance of the cell is 0, then such a cell is called ideal cell. The ideal is only our mental concept. Nothing should be exist 100% in the universe. That is our mental concept. That is ideality. So ideal cell has got 0 resistance, but the inter-resistance never becomes 0. That is our mental concept. Ideal cell has got 0 resistance. But every cell has got its own inter-resistance. The inter-resistance of the cell is represented by R, small r. When you take the capital R, that capital R is nothing but the resistance belongs to the wire of the conductor, that is called external resistance. So, in internal resistance of a cell, that is represented by R. Cell is a source of current. Every cell has got its own inter-resistance. Then what is the inter-resistance of a cell? The opposition offered by the cell to the flow of current through it is known as its inter-resistance. What is that? The opposition offered by the cell to the flow of current through it is known as its inter-resistance. That inter-resistance is represented by R. every cell has got its internal resistance. Newly prepared cell has got the least internal resistance up to 1 ohm. As the cell goes on using, its internal resistance is also increases. As the internal resistance is very large, we won't get the current from that cell. So we are going to use the cell for the clock. When you put the cell for the clock is running very nice. As the days goes on passing, your watch do not show the proper time. It is somewhat lagging. Then you come to know that the cell is weak. Earlier, when you purchase the new cell, it has got the least internal resistance. It provides a large amount of the current. That is sufficient to run your watch properly. As the cell goes on using, its internal resistance increases, it gives the least current. Then we go for replacement of that cell for the watch. So it means that the newly prepared cell has got least internal resistance. As the cell goes on using, its internal resistance increases. So the internal resistance depends on which factor? So again the same factor, the internal resistance depends on nature of the electrodes used for the construction of the cell, the internal resistance used, the nature of the electrolyte solution. The internal resistance depends on how extent the area of the electrode is in contact with electrolyte solution. And the internal resistance is also depends on the separation distance between the electrodes. And the fifth one, the internal resistance of the cell depends on electric polarization. As the strength of the polarization increases, the internal resistance is also increases. Now this concept, the polarization, electric polarization concept is in electrostatics. Already we have studied there. So internal resistance depends on the nature of the electrons used for the construction of the cell. The internal resistance of the cell depends on how extent the area of the electrodes are in contact with the electrolyte solution. The internal resistance of the cell depends on the separation distance between the electrodes. The internal resistance depends on the electric polarization. The greater the electric polarization, greater will be the internal resistance. It means that every cell has got its own internal resistance. Then by using the terms EMF, potential difference and internal resistance of the cell, then I go for the main thing of the topic, that is Ohm's law applied to the circuit. So what is the difference between the Ohm's law and Ohm's law applied to the circuit? In Ohm's law, we are maintaining the potential difference across the ends of the conductor. There is a flow of current. The proportional constant obtained for every conductor, that is nothing but the resistance. We have got the equation V equals to I into R. But we never come across the term internal resistance of the cell. So when I take the cell of EMF E having internal resistance R, but the internal resistance inside the cell is like this. Now this is the cell, positive terminal of the cell. Now this is the internal resistance offered by the cell to the flow of current through it. Now this is the negative terminal. Now this is the internal resistance. While drawing the electronic circuit and electric circuit is somewhat awkward to make the circuit to be simplified version. So instead of writing that in between the two positive and negative terminals smaller, we have mentioned the EMF of the cell is E and the internal resistance is smaller R. Then to pass the current, I need the conductor. What is that conductor? Wire. Every wire has got its own resistance. Now this is the external resistance. To complete the circuit, I have to be connect. One end of the conductor goes to positive terminal, another end of the conductor goes to negative terminal. The circuit is complete. There is a closed path for the current, that is called circuit. The direction of the current is from positive to negative. Is it clear? Then, when the current is passing through the conductor, the product of current and resistance, that nothing but the potential difference. Now this is the potential difference V across the external resistance. And there is one more resistance, internal resistance R, that small r is nothing but when the current is passing through the cell, there is opposition offered by the cell to the flow of current, that is called internal resistance. There is the existence of the potential difference across the cell, that is nothing but V naught due to internal resistance. Hence, when you apply the EMF, then there is a potential difference across the external resistance of the cell and the potential difference across the internal resistance of the cell. Hence, the total EMF E is given by the sum of potential difference across the external resistance and the potential difference across the internal resistance, and this is known as Ohm's law applied to the circuit. That is, the total EMF E equals to the potential sum of the potential difference across the external resistance and the potential difference across the internal resistance. Then I go for representing V and V dash. V equals to the product of current and the resistance, that is nothing but I into external resistance R, and V dash equals to the product of current and resistance I into internal resistance small r. Then I take the common I. E equals to I is the common R plus R. Then I make the equation for I equals to E divided by R plus R. Now this is nothing but the equation for Ohm's law applied to the circuit. That is, the current existed in the circuit when the having the EMF E and internal resistance of the cell R and external resistance capital R. So the total current in the circuit E is equals to total EMF divided by total resistance. Now this is our conclusion for Ohm's law applied to the circuit. Just you glance the terms. Then you go for the concentration of the figure. What is the difference between the Ohm's law and Ohm's law applied to the circuit? In Ohm's law, we are only maintaining the potential difference across the resistance of the across the conductor. Then there will be no concept of internal resistance. When you take the EMF, every cell has what? Its own internal resistance R, and R is the external resistance. Then there is a flow of current in the circuit. There is a potential difference existed across the external resistance and internal resistance. The total EMF E equals to the potential difference across the external resistance plus the potential difference across the internal resistance. Then by substituting the terms, we come across the final equation I equals to E divided by R plus R. Then we conclude that the total current I equals to the total EMF and the total resistance. By using this equation, we go for the potential difference. Then we come across the certain terms what we are told in the definition. Then I come across the terminal potential difference. Terminal potential difference. Terminal potential difference, that is V. The potential difference across the external resistance is known as the terminal potential difference. That potential difference across the external resistance is V, that is nothing but I into R. So, to maintain the current in the circuit, to provide the necessary potential difference across the ends of the conductor, we need the EMF. So, by using the concept of EMF, the current, total current I equals to total EMF divided by total resistance. Already we have proved out. Then I substitute the things in the above equation. V equals to E divided by R plus R into R as it is, capital R. But I want to be cancelled that capital R. So, V equals to E into R divided by, shall I take this R is common? Then it becomes what? 1 plus R by R. Is there any cancellation of the R in the numerator? Yes. Then V equals to E divided by 1 plus R by R. Then it reveals a certain important factor. That equation contains certain important factor. What is that important factor? The internal resistance of the cell never becomes 0. R is not equals to 0. But I want to make V equals to E. I want to say that the potential difference is equals to EMF of the cell. Then what is that condition? The R is never becomes 0. If internal resistance of the cell is 0, then such a cell is called ideal cell. The ideal cell never exists. There must be a certain internal resistance for every cell. But I want to make it V equals to E. When I make V equals to E, what is the term to be substituted in the equation so that I can make V equals to E? Then what is the things to be left here? Capital R. If capital R equals to infinity, if capital R equals to infinity, then V equals to E. Small r is not 0. If small r is 0, then automatically V equals to E according to the equation. But small r is not 0. What is the term to be left? Capital R. If I make the capital R equals to infinity, then the potential difference is equals to EMF of a cell. And already we have told one definition. Open circuit voltage is known as EMF. Now this is your concept. When the circuit is open, it offers infinite resistance. When the circuit is open, it offers infinite resistance. When the resistance is infinity, I equals to V by R. What is that? V by infinity is 0. The current in the circuit is what? 0. Now this is a condition of what? Open circuit. Now this is a condition of what? Closed circuit. When there is the existence of the closed circuit, there is a flow of current takes place. When the circuit is open, now this is your open circuit, it offers infinite resistance. The open circuit offers infinite resistance. Then the cell is no more in the circuit. Then there will be no complete closed path for the current. Then the potential difference is equals to what? EMF. The open circuit offers infinite resistance. Then the potential difference is equals to EMF of the cell. Hence we can say that the open circuit voltage is known as EMF. The open circuit voltage is known as EMF. The open circuit offers infinite resistance. When the R equals to infinity, then the potential difference is equals to EMF. When the cell is in your hand, that measures the EMF. When the same cell is connected in the circuit, then it gives the potential difference. So, from this equation, the R is not equals to 0. Hence, the potential difference is always lesser than EMF. The potential difference is lesser than EMF. As the denominator increases, its value decreases. Hence, the potential difference is lesser than EMF, or EMF is greater than potential difference. Now, this is the concept of what? Ohm's law applied to the circuit. Are you getting the point? So let me go once again. I want to deal Ohm's law applied to the circuit. For that, I take the cell of EMF E and having the interresistance R. To maintain the potential difference, I need the conductor. I take the conductor of resistance R and the cell is maintained across the ends of the conductor. Then there is a potential difference exists and it continuously supplies the charges and there is a flow of current I. Hence, EMF is a source of current which maintains the potential difference across the ends of the conductor and which supplies the current continuously in the circuit. So, when the current is flowing through the circuit, there is a potential difference existing across the external resistance and the internal resistance. According to the definition of the Ohm's law, the total EMF E equals to what? The sum of potential difference across the external resistance and internal resistance. Then I go for the values of substitution of V and V dash. V equals to I into R, V dash equals to I into small r. I take the common term I, R plus R. And I go for the current in the circuit, I equals to E divided by R plus R. Then I apply the term total on both the sides. Then I can make the term the total current in the circuit, I equals to total EMF divided by total resistance. Now this is nothing but Ohm's law applied to the circuit. Are you getting the point? By using this equation, we go for terminal potential difference. Then what that terminal potential difference tells that? Terminal potential difference V is nothing but the potential difference across the external resistance, that is I into R. So we are providing the EMF having the internal resistance R. Then the total current I, already we have got the equation, E divided by R plus R into capital R I circles. And I want to cancel the numerator R. So I take R common, 1 plus R by R, then this is nothing but E divided by 1 plus R by R. From the equation, we concluded that the potential difference is lesser than EMF because internal resistance is not equal to 0. But I want to make V equals to E. If you want to make V equals to E, when R is not equal to 0, what is the things to be left in the equation? Capital R. Then capital R must be infinity. Any number by infinity, 0, 1 plus 0, 1, E by 1, E, then V equals to E. When the circuit offers infinite resistance, when the circuit is under an open condition, open circuit offers infinite resistance. Hence, already we have given the definition for EMF, quantitative definition. The open circuit voltage is known as EMF. The open circuit voltage, the open circuit, and the circuit is open, it offers infinite resistance. The open circuit voltage is known as EMF. Now this is our basic concept from Ohm's law applied to the circuit. Then, so Ohm's law applied to the circuit, for what reason we are going to study the Ohm's law applied to the circuit? हम कहाँ पे use कर सकते हैं? And the most important thing, by using this Ohm's law applied to the circuit, we go for the combination of the cell. The combination of the cells. Sir, cell को क्यों combine करना चाहिए? Cell is a source of current. When I take the number of cells togetherly, the group of cell is called battery. I use the term. When the potential difference, to maintain the potential difference, we give the connection battery or cell बोल के use कर सकते हैं terms को. Cell is a source of current. When I take the cells, number of cells togetherly, then group of cell is called battery. So I come across the next important terms, that is nothing but the two important derivations, that is combination of the cells. Combination of the cells. Combination of cells. वो biology cell नहीं है, this is nothing but the source of current cell. फिर already biology class हुए बोल के earlier, so cell बोल के biology में गएंगे फिर. Now this is nothing but the cell belongs to what? The source of current. Already we have studied the combination of resistors, combination of capacitors. Then we come across combination of cells. The cells are combined either in a series or in a parallel, or series parallel, that is called mixed grouping. For what reason we have to make the cells to be combined, combination? I want to have the more EMF. I need the certain combination. I need the more current. I need the certain combination. I need more power. Then I go for what? Certain combination of the cells. To achieve the desired value of the current, EMF or power, we need combination of the cells. So already we know that what are the combinations. The popular combinations were what we have used earlier, that is series and parallel. Again we go for the same thing. We never go for here mixed grouping. The mixed grouping is not for our syllabus. We go for again series and parallel combination of the cells. The cells are combined. One is series and second one is parallel. Then we come to know that from the expression what happens when the cells are connected in series, what happens when the cells are connected in parallel. I go for combination of the cells. First one is series combination. First, series combination of the cells. Series combination of cells. So according to our NCERT, he has taken only two cells for the combination. By keeping this one, he has want to maintain the symmetry. Hence we go for what? The two resistors are used for the combination. Two capacitors are used for the combination. There is a similarity for the combinations. Two elements. Then what happens when I take the three cells? Nothing should be happen. We give the equation for a number of cells are in series or parallel. But while deriving the derivation, somehow is complicated. To avoid that one, we have taken the two cells. To maintain that similarity, 2 resistors, 2 capacitors according to the NCERT prescription. I take the two cells, the cell is represented by the electrode, one is a higher term, that is nothing but positive, another one is negative. Now this is the positive term of the cell, another one is the negative term of the cell. To have the combination I need at least two, single cannot make the combination. So that is nothing but isolated, single, alone. So I take the two cells, positive, negative. To have the combination of how the cells are connected, the negative term of the one cell connected to the positive term of the another cell. The process is continued if you use more number of the cells in the series. So positive term of the one cell connected to the negative term of the another cell. Now this is the series combination of the two cells. Every cell has got its own EMF. EMF of the first cell E1, and every cell has got its own internal resistance, that is R1. The second cell is having the EMF E2 and internal resistance R2. Then cell is a source of current. I want to, the cells are sends the current. To make the current to be conduct, I need what? Conductor. I need the resistance. Now this is nothing but the conductor having resistance R. Now I need the path for the current by using the conductor. So they are having the resistance R. Now this is our cell. The maximum student, they have got the practice. They are using the combination of the cells. Once again they are take the cells here like this. This is not the combination. Cell is providing the current. Where the current to be passed? Through the conductor. I need the path for the current. That conductor, every conductor has got the resistance. So भूल के भी ऐसा मत करो, निकाल दो resistance. हो जाती भूल, होने दो. That is the good, so that we can learn the things. Correct? Now the sends the current I. The current starts from positive, terminates on negative. Right? In a series, earlier we have studied in the capacitor and resistor. In the series combination, voltage divides, current remains same. Then we have set the equation for divided thing. The same concept I am using here. So, the potential difference across the external resistance I into R, that is nothing but V. There is a flow of current having the internal resistance R2. There is a flow of current and internal resistance R1. In series, current remains same. Hence, there is a potential difference existed due to the internal resistance V1 and V2 across the cells having the EMF E1 and E2. Are you getting the point? The same concept I used. In series combination, what is the basic concept? They are connected end to end. So that is not the negative end of the one cell is connected to the positive end of the another cell, and the process is continued, and the combination is called series combination. In series, the current remains same, voltage divides. Then instead of the two cells, if I take the single cell, that single cell is known as equivalent cell. That equivalent cell has got its own equivalent resistance. Hence, I replace the two cell by the single cell, that is called equivalent cell. Equivalent. And having its internal resistance R equivalent. So, same conductor, resistance R. Current starts from positive, terminates on negative. The potential difference is V. Now this is our equivalent circuit. Is it clear? Yes. Then I go for the derivation. Then you draw the certain lines. Just by seeing the figure, you construct your own sentence. Then you go for the derivation. That is nothing but certain predicting for the derivation. Without writing the sentence, if you go for the derivation, nothing should happen. We need the things what we have used in the circuit, how the symbols are related to that circuit. Everything should be explained in, that is nothing but a few sentences. You make your own sentence. Let E1 and E2 are the two cells. They are connected in series, and the respective internal resistances are R1 and R2, and R is the external resistance. And I is the current flowing through the circuit. The potential difference across the external resistance is V. The potential difference across the E1 is V1. The potential difference across the cell E2 is V2. Then, according to the hint, set the equation for divided thing. Then, the total potential difference V equals to V1 plus V2. Just to concentrate on the figure. There is a EMF, interresistance, current, potential difference. Then I go for wherever the existence of the EMF and interresistance, I remember Ohm's law applied to the circuit. Then what is that basic equation for Ohm's law applied to the circuit? I make the hint here so that I can make the derivation very easily. E equals to V plus V dash. I cannot substitute I into R here because I want to keep V as it is because we are using the term V. So E minus V dash is equals to V. What is V dash? I minus I into small r. So this is our equation. From Ohm's law applied to the circuit, we go for the total EMF equals to the potential difference across the extra resistance, the potential difference across the inter resistance. I keep the potential difference across the extra resistance V as it is. I shift this V dash here minus. So V dash equals to I into small r. Then V equals to E minus I. I take this hint. So I represent V1 and V2. V1, therefore, V1 equals to, I can write same. I can write same equation. I don't write V1, E minus IR. Then I analyze it. V1 across E1. V1 across E1. E1 is having inter-resistance R1. E1 is having inter-resistance R1. Current remains same. This is our equation. Now this is the things to be learned by the students without violating the steps. Now this is our basic equation. Hence I mentioned here hint. The complete derivation is based on this hint only. So I want to have this V1. I write simply V equals to E minus IR. V1 across E1. E1 is having inter-resistance R1. And similarly V2 across E2. Current remains same. E2 having inter-resistance R2. And substitute in the equation. Shall I go for the substitution? V equals to E1 minus IR1 plus E2 minus IR2. Then I make the separation of EMF one side, E1 plus E2. Shall I make them separate? Then minus I is common. Shall I write R1 plus R2? Just to glance the equation. This equation is written in the systematic form by taking I separate. Now this is my equation. I call this is equation number 1. Unnecessarily I don't give the what? 1, 2, 3 steps for different. For every steps you are going to be mentioning equation number 1, 2, 3. That is complicated. You 1, 2, 3. 3 steps are sufficient for the mentioning 1, 2, 3. So I take that equation number 1. Then this equation is completely belongs to what? This circuit. Then I go for equivalent circuit. From equivalent circuit. Once again the same. Hint is same. V equals to E minus IR. Then I analyze it. What is the potential difference across the equivalent EMF? E equivalent. The potential difference across E equivalent is V. The E equivalent is having the inter-resistance R equivalent, but the current remains same, that is I. So the potential difference across the equivalent EMF, that is nothing but E equivalent. E equivalent is having its inter-resistance R equivalent. Current in the circuit is I. Is it clear? Then I call this is equation number 2. Is it clear? Then from equation 1 and 2, then I go for comparison. From equation 1 and 2. V. E equivalent is equals to E1 plus E2. E equivalent equals to E1 plus E2. Minus sign. I. R equivalent equals to R1 plus R2. This is our equation. By taking the two cells in the series, its equivalent EMF equals to sum of the EMF of the individual cells E1 plus E2, and R equals to sum of their inter-resistance R1 and R2. So if I take the three cells, then E equivalent equals to E1 plus E2 plus E3. R equivalent equals to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So I make the general equation in general. For n cells with corresponding their respective inter-resistances, E equivalent E1 plus E2 plus E3 plus dash dash and R equivalent R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus dash dash. Now this is our concept. Now this is the 5 mass derivation for combination of the cells in series. Simple one. Only the complete derivation is based on this hint. Just the glance the circuit diagram and equation. Then let me revise once again slowly. Try to understand it clearly. Nothing should be there in the derivations. Only thing is that you have to be proper concentration and understanding the basic thing. What is the base for the derivation? Now this is base for the derivation. If I kept the base for the derivation, everything should be what? Easy. Only thing is that I have to make the systematic arrangement. That is the only thing. That is the beautiness of what? The derivation. Are you understanding? Yes. 100%. सर हम बहुत होशियार हो गए घर में बैठ के अब क्या कर रहे हैं कुछ भी बोलो हमको समझ में आता सर ये तो छोटी बात है आई थिंक दैट यू आर फीलिंग लाइक दिस सही भी है वो इतने दिन तक आप लोग जब रेस्ट ले लिए माइंड भी फ्रेश हो गया क्या भी बोल दो इजीली अंडरस्टैंड कर सकते राइट सही बोल रहे सर बोल रहे वेरी गुड इज इट क्लियर शैल आई गो फॉर वंस अगेन विद इन द small time interval of the time I go for the derivation with circuit diagram fraction of a second. That is called at the time of examination without deriving the derivation, memorizing the things like this. You memorize. Series combination of the cells. For the combination, how many cells are required? 2 cells. I connect the cells such that the one terminal of the cell goes to another terminal of that negative goes to positive and the process is continued. The negative terminal of the cell is connected to the positive terminal of the next cell. Every cell has got the EMF E1, internal resistance R1, EMF E2, internal resistance R2, and it provides the current. To maintain the current in the circuit, I need the conductor having the resistance R. Now this is nothing but R. I is the current in the circuit. So the product of current into resistance potential difference. Because of the internal resistance potential difference existed V1 and V2. Instead of the 2 cells, I take the single cell. That single cell is called equivalent cell. Whatever the work is done by the combination of the cells, the same work is done by the single cell, that is called equivalent cell, having its internal resistance R equivalent and the same conductor having resistance R, current I. The potential difference across the combination is V. Then, from Ohm's law applied to the circuit, we know that hint. E equals to V plus V dash. V equals to E minus V dash. That is nothing but E minus IR. This is our complete hint of the derivation. From the series combination, the things to be divided here, potential difference, then the total potential difference V equals to V1 plus V2. That is the potential difference across the internal resistance R1 and the potential difference across the internal resistance R2. The potential difference across the external resistance is capital R. Then V equals to, what is V1? So E minus IR plus E minus IR. I write the equation. Then V1 across E1. E1 is having internal resistance R1. V2 across E2. E2 having internal resistance R2. Then I take the common term I E1 plus E2 minus I R1 plus R2. Shall I call equation number 1? Now this equation is meant for what? The first circuit. From the equivalent circuit, already we have done the derivation. That is nothing but the quick revision. So again I write V equals to E minus IR, basic equation. V across E equivalent. E equivalent is having R equivalent. Shall I call equation number 2? Compare 1 and 2. Comparing equation 1 and 2. If you understand the basic concept, पानी में तेरे जैसा रहता derivation, there will be nothing should be bhaated, just पानी में तेरे जैसा. Then comparing the equation 1 and 2, E equivalent. Shall I write? E1 plus E2, R equivalent, R1 plus R2. This is our equation. 5 मास का derivation. कितने 2 मिनट में नहीं होगा. फिर और एक बार डेरिवेशन करें, 1 मिनट ले लेना था, प्रैक्टिस करें, खाली आप सर्किट डालते हैं, हाँ हम डेरिवेशन कर सकते हैं. दैट इज नथिंग बट व्हाट practice makes man perfect. You made the general equation E equivalent equals to, in general, E1 plus E2 plus E3 dash dash. For R equivalent, R1 plus R2 plus R3 dash dash. Right? Now this is about what? The series combination of the cells. If I take Ohm's law applied to the circuit equation, extra, derivation हो गया, extra information, then I equals to E divided by R plus R. So yeah, if I take identical cells और पूरे cells सेम है, E1 equals to E2 equals to E3 equals to E, then दो cells लिए E equivalent equals to E plus E 2E, then this is nothing but I call this E equivalent R plus R equivalent. Then for identical cells, I equals to E plus E, अगर 2 है 2E, 3E, 3 है 4 है 4E, N है N, R plus, अगर रेजिस्टेंस 2 है R plus R, 2R, 3 है 3R, 4 है 4R, और N सेल्स है NR. This is your extra information. Right? Now this is about what? The series combination of the cells. By connecting the cells in series, we get more EMF. If you have the more EMF, you go for the connection of the cells in series. When the cells are connected in series, then that is called battery. The group of cells is called battery. In the battery, we are connecting the cells in series. Right? Is it clear? Then let me go for second derivation. The parallel combination of the cells. Is it easy? Is it clear? Hint is important. From where we have got the hint? From Ohm's law applied to the circuit. Shall I go for parallel combination of the cell? Yes. Parallel combination of the cells. Series combination already कर लिए. किस लिए यूज करते series combination? To have the more EMF, we go for series combination of the cells, we get more EMF. Parallel combination of the cells. Parallel combination of the cells. सही है? थोड़ा पीछे गए, glance करें. What is that parallel combination? Connecting the circuit elements between the two components. Either you can connect capacitor or resistor. Similarly, I go for cell. Connecting the circuit elements between the two components so that the potential difference across the combination is same, but current divides. The similar concept I use here, combination of the cells. For the combination, how many circuit elements are required? At least 2. So I take here the 2 cells. Now this is one cell and this is another cell. All the positive terminal goes to one component and all the negative terminal goes to another component. Now this type of the combination is called parallel combination. And having the EMF of the first cell E1 into resistance R1, second cell EMF E2 into resistance R2. They provide the current. Now the first cell provides the current I1, second cell provides the current I2. And both the currents merge here. We get the total current in the circuit. To make the current to be flow in the circuit, I need the conductor having the resistance R. Now this is our circuit diagram. And V is the potential difference across the combination. The voltage remains same. Current divides. So total current here I1, I2. So I1 is provided by E1, I2 is provided by E2. Both the currents merge, we get the total current in the circuit I. The two cells in the parallel are replaced by the single cell. Whatever the amount of the current is sent by togetherly, the same amount of the current is obtained from the single cell. Then that cell is called equivalent cell. I take the equivalent cell of EMF equivalent and having the interresistance are equivalent. The same conductor which carries the current having the resistance R, I is the current, and this is our equivalent circuit, and V is the potential difference across the combination. Right? One part with it, total with
Total.
another combination circuit, and its equivalent is nothing but here. Then what is our hint? Now this hint is many important factors. Hint from the Ohm's law applied to the circuit. What is our hint? E equals to V plus V dash. But I need the current, so I keep E minus V. That is nothing but V dash is nothing but I into small r. Right? So I need current I because our equation is going to be set for what current? Total current I equals to I1 plus I2. Set the equation for divided thing, that is our hint. So E minus V divided by R. Is it clear? If it is clear, derivation is ends. Now this is our basic thing for the derivation. So if it is clear, let me go for next step. Is it clear? Then. So I go for the first derivation step. Set the equation for the divided thing. What is the things divided in the circuit? That is nothing but the current obtained from the first cell is I1, current obtained from the second cell is I2, then the total current circuit in the circuit is I equals to I1 plus I2. Then I substitute the value. Therefore, I equals to E minus V divided by R. Then analyze it. I1 from what? E1. I1 is obtained from the cell E1. E1 is having the entire resistance R1. The potential difference remains same. This is our beauty of the equation. I equals to E1 minus V divided by R1. Just you write the hint as it is. Then you analyze the equation from the figure. I1 is obtained from E1. E1 is having inter resistance R1. Voltage remains same. I1 obtained from E1. E1 is having the inter resistance R1. Voltage remains same. Similarly for I2. E minus V divided by R. I2 from E2. E2 is having inter resistance R2. Voltage remains same. Then I substitute the terms in the above equation. So I equals to, shall I go for I1 plus I2 once again? Then you substitute the values. I1, E1 minus V divided by R1, E2 minus V divided by R2. Then I make the separation. Divide each term of the numerator by R1. So shall I write E1 by R1 minus V by R1? Similarly for this, divide R2 each term of the numerator, E2 by R2 minus V by R2. I make the separation. So I equals to, shall I write E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 separate? Then minus V is the common, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Now this is our equation belongs to first part of the circuit. Shall I call equation number 1? Are you in clearly? Then I go for second part, that is nothing but equivalent circuit. Just to glance the equation. Nothing should be there. Most of the students feel the parallel combination of the cell is somewhat complicated. Nothing should be there. Only thing is that you have to be concentrate on the hint. That hint is obtained from Ohm's law applied to the circuit. I need the equation for the current. Hence, I set the equation for current. Then you go for the total current in the circuit, I1 plus I2. Then substitute for I1 and I2 values. So that is nothing but I1, E1 minus V divided by R1, and I2, E2 minus V divided by R2. Then how to use that hint for I1 and I2? Already I have given the explanation for that. Then substitute these values and make the separation of the main things. Minus V is common, 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. I call this is equation number 1. Then I go for equivalent circuit. From equivalent circuit, then I here same hint, I equals to E minus V divided by R. Then analyze it. I is obtained from E equivalent. This is E equivalent. E equivalent is having R equivalent. The potential difference V remains as it is. Then I make the equation. E equivalent separately by R equivalent minus V 1 by R equivalent. I call equation number 2. Now this is my equation number 2. Then I compare equation 1 and 2. Just you glance the terms slowly. Then you come across this final step. Then I go for comparison of these 1 and 2 equation that gives the end of the derivation. Shall I give the quick time for you for glancing? Yes. I make use of this part. Because of the scarcity of the space, I go for this part. From equation 1 and 2, just I only compare the terms. So E equivalent divided by R equivalent. E equivalent divided by R equivalent. Then you see that equation. E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. Is it clear? For the two cells, E equivalent divided by R equivalent equals to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. For three cells, E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2 plus E3 by R2. E3 by R3. Just goes on. For n cells, the process is continued. And 1 by R equivalent from the equation 1 and 2. What is that? 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So, if you take the number of cells, 1 by R equivalent equals 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3 dash dash. Now, this is our derivation for what? Parallel combination of the cells. So, E equivalent by R equivalent is equals to E1 by R1 plus E2 by R2. For inter-resistance, 1 by R equivalent equals to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. So, if you take the number of cells, the process is continued. Now, this is the derivation for parallel combination of the cells. In parallel combination of the cells, if you need more current, you go for what? Parallel combination of the cells. Is it clear? Just to glance the fraction of the glancing of the first of the second, fraction of the second for whole derivations. Then next class I go for continuation of this one, and we entering in the mainstream of the topic, that is nothing but Kirchhoff's laws. I hope that you have understood the matter clearly. Is there any doubt? That should be kept in the comment section. Let me go for once again the explanation for that one. Thank you.